Hello, hello. I'm back. How about you? Are you back? Maybe some of you are. I'm just going to log on here. Okay, I think I am. Boy, that was quick. Sometimes it's not that quick. All right, Sue Cleek is here. Good, good, good. All right, what else we got going on? Who else is here? Could be just Sue and me. Oh, we have Jackie McBride. Hello. You didn't get enough of me today. Actually, were you guys here this morning? Because we did another thing this morning. I feel like I've been here all day. I've just been working all day. I love it. I do. I get to do lots of fun things. And I really appreciate so many of you chiming in on the poll I put out this morning. I've already got some ideas of things that we're going to do, and I'm going to put them together as quick as I can. So I am guessing the workshop, it's going to be more than a class because we're going to do 3 projects. All right, if we can. I'll see how long they're going to take. We might have to break it up a little bit. But I'm thinking maybe May. I'm shooting for May. Hey, Janie and Judy and Barbara and Cindy. Hello, how are you, Cindy? Hey, Valerie, you made it. You made it. I know you were busy this morning. Stop that phone. All right, and Janine is here. Yay. We have lots of friends here. I always like it when I have friends here. And Debbie, happy to see you. And another Barbara. We have 2 on there today, besides one here. How about that? Okay, time to take another deep breath. I've been running around and running around. I need to take a deep breath. Judy's in Tennessee and Debbie is in Daytona Beach. I love it when you tell me where you're from. I kind of remember many of you. Sue Cleek is in Fayetteville, Georgia. I love those southern states, by the way. Southern, eastern states. They are really pretty. I tell you, they are beautiful. And Pat is here. Wow. Oh, Valerie said she's visiting her parents in Cornwall this week. Wow. I love it. I just love it. Okay. I really don't have anything new from this morning. I was going to combine them and I thought, no, I don't want to. Then it would just take too much and I'd get confused myself. I didn't want to do that. So we have a separate one this morning. And you know what we did? We did the Easter pockets for putting chocolate in. And yes, I ate one of the bunnies. It's gone. It's totally gone. But I still have 2 left. I know that my grandkids will find them before you know it. They've got like radar. They know where the candy is, right? And they know Grandma's hiding spots. And they're going to get it. I know they will. All right. So one of the things I wanted to talk about this afternoon, I almost said this morning, but it's not, is that I want to talk about, because Cindy, you're in Tennessee. I love Tennessee. I do. I think there are so many beautiful places in this world, right? Yes, there are. Okay, I want to talk about something that someone has asked me about, and I thought, well, this would be a good thing to show and to demo. So that's what we're going to do today. So, and I noticed that several more people of you have signed up for, just one sec, for this class. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do this one. I really can't. It is just fun. And I got my kit all cut out this morning. I am ready to go. We could have the class tomorrow and I'd be happy. But that class is coming up. So that's called Surgilicious. Well, that is not even easy to say. Surgilicious. It is on the website and you can sign up if you would like. I would love to have more and more and more. I'd like to just pack it full so that we can all share and just enjoy. And I've got 3 projects already in my brain that I'm going to put together. I hope we can finish them in a day. If we, when I get the projects done, I'll let you know how we can do that. Well, no doubt I have to take breaks. We can't do it one solid or we'll all go crazy, right? But we will do it because I want you to have fun with it. All right? I love it. Hello, Heidi. You made it back. And we have Pam is here. I'm so glad all of you were here. It has been snowing all day. Not really hard snowing. Sometimes the wind would start to blow. It'd get a little crazy. But yesterday was like, got almost 50. So much of our snow melted. We had patches in the grass. But then you walk through the grass and it's so slushy and saturated. It's not frozen anymore. So it's just like walking through sludge. It is really not fun. And we're supposed to get more rain and snow tonight and maybe tomorrow and then this weekend. When is it going to quit? That Twilight Zone is getting me down. Did anybody watch Twilight Zone when they were kids? I mean, they're starting it up again. It was a fun show. Okay, Heidi said sun breaks are here. Well, we think we're going to see the sun and then we really don't. Go figure. Who knows? Who knows? All right, I am ready to roll. Let me bring you down here and show you what I've got here in front of me. Oh, Valerie said they have heavy rain and very windy in the UK. Whoa. And Pat said the sun is out in Northern California. Well, I am going to be coming to California in just a few weeks, and I am so excited. I can't wait. And I'm going to stay a day later so I can hang out and look around and enjoy the sun just a little bit. And Judy said they have storms there tomorrow. Not fun. Are we kind of done with it? I love the Twilight Zone too. Oh. How fun. Yep. It is good sewing weather. When I was a kid, when there was bad weather, I liked to color. And I would get my coloring book out or whatever I was using. And I would just color because I thought that was the funnest thing ever. And now there's other things we can do, right? But I still like to color. All right, this is what I'm going to be working with today, the twin needles. If you will notice, I have two different sizes. There are more sizes that it comes in, but these give me a good range. I have the 6 millimeter and the 2 millimeter. I know there's a 4, but I like the 6 because it's nice and wide. And I like the 2s because that will give you a nice tight pin tuck. And I think I have a 4 on the machine right now. So I do have 3 different sizes. We're going to be using this foot, and this is just a regular J foot. Let me show you what I'm going to do with it. I am going to install ribbon. You see that little space right down there? We're going to use that space. I am going to put my ribbon down that space, and I am going to stitch it on with my twin needles. See how slick that's going to be? All right, I'm going to do that. I have 2 pin tuck foots. Listen to me. I must be tired. Well, they are each a foot. They're just not foots. So this one is a 5 pin tuck. If you can see that, let me pull that up. There you go. Got it all focused. That has 5 small pin tuck grooves. This one has 3. So there you go. There is the difference between these two. The 3 one, I can actually put cording down it and do a corded pin tuck. On the 5 groove, I probably wouldn't put a cording in there. It's really pretty small, so I don't think I would. But I'm going to show you the different ways you can use those twin needles. All right, let's go to the machine. One thing I want to tell you about is that if you'll notice, I've got a green dot right there. You cannot use the needle threader when you use twin needles. So I just get me some green dots and I'm going to put it on there because I will probably try to use that. But that's going to stop me. So anytime you're doing something where you can't use a button and you know that you're not supposed to, I just use my dots. Like my foot up, foot down. Actually, my thread cutters is one that sometimes I have to cover. All right, if you have any questions along the way, I'll try to watch the comments. Valerie says her mom has got all of her alterations out for her to do. Valerie, that is great. Oh boy. Yep, I love my dots. And sometimes when I can't find them, I'm really lost. I'm really lost. All right. So we're going to be right here on this screen right here. And I'm on my Solaris right now, but most of the baby logs are going to be just the same. They might just be in a little different spot. So you just have to look for it. So right here, if I'm in a straight stitch, I can come up here, touch that, and there is my twin needle button. And it may be in a different spot on your machine, but here it is on this one. I touch that, I now have a twin needle, and it's giving me a visual over here of two different needles or two different threads. So that is telling me that I'm in my twin needle. Now when I've got that in twin needle, I'm going to go over to buttonhole, and I'm going to pick a buttonhole. But it's going to give me a warning that I cannot use twin needles in the buttonhole. So I'm going to say, okay. So that's the nice part about it. It's going to stop me from doing something that I shouldn't do. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to go out of buttonhole. In fact, let me go into directional sewing and see if it will let me do it here. Oh, can't do it. I'm in twin needle. All right, I like that. I like, excuse me. That frog got me. Okay, I like the fact that it's going to stop me from making a mistake. So I'm going to go down here. Oh, look what I can do. I can do twin needles on that one. So you can see it's going to give me a visual over there. It's also going to let me do it or not let me do it. Oh, this one over here, I cannot do. So it's not going to let me. Let me show you another way that it works. I'm going to go out of twin needle. I'm in single needle. And I'm going to go right down there. And let me find one that's going to grade out for me. Boy, I'm looking for tough ones and it's not. Oh, that one can't be used. Okay, let's remember that. Go into single needle. I'm going to go over to this one. And then see how the twin needle is now grayed out? It's not going to allow me to choose that stitch and a twin needle, which is so nice. I am not going to break my machine. Let's go back to here and get into single needle. I'm going to go down to my twin needles. So now you can kind of see how that all works. That it's not going to allow you to make a mistake or do something you shouldn't do. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, I don't see any questions. Okay, someone said this has never worked properly for you. Oh, Heidi, but she'll try and retry it. This is really a fun stitch, and I'm going to show you some different ways you can use it. So maybe you can put it in something that you like to do. All right, I'm going to stay in my straight stitch for just a minute. Now I have to turn the machine around because I'm over here, it's over there. So you're going to lose your vantage point just a little. Let me see if I can move this around just a little bit. Okay, I think that will work better. All right, so I've got my twin needle in. And I just have I believe it's a 4. It's certainly not a 2 and it's not a 6. I'm going to put, let's see, I'm going to just put my jade foot on right now. I was trying to decide which one I wanted to do first. Boy, this is a stretch for me, even though I am really reaching out there to do this. So it's going to be ugly stitching going on here. And I like to top stitch with it. So I've got me just a strap right here. And I've got it in twin needle already. And I'm just going to move it over into my right hand. What it's actually going to do is do it right down the center of my foot. And if you wanted to do some beautiful top stitching with double needles, how often do we want to have 2 rows of stitching? Definitely, right? Now I've used some different colored thread because I want you to see my stitches. All right, right there. Look at that. I have some top stitching. And I like the fact that I didn't have to sew it twice and the fact that they're nice and even. We'll come over here and look at those in just a minute because I want you to see those up close and personal. Now I want to Well, I've got this foot on. Let's put this ribbon in. So I'm going to just push that ribbon right in there. You may need to use your stiletto. You may need to use your tweezers, whatever you'd like to do to push that out the back. And I'm going to stay in my straight stitch, which will give me 2 parallel lines on my fabric. All right? And I am going to put it right there. And I'm just going to stitch down. Now this is going to kind of hold it in place. I don't have to worry too much about it. It's going to keep it straight. And on this one I would actually use my 6mm needles because it would give me a wider stitch. But I have this one in, so I'm going to let you see it. All right, there I go. I've got that top stitch down. And once again, I'll take it over there where you can see it a little bit better in a minute. Let me do something more with this. I'm going to go into one of those decorative stitches that I talked about before. And that is not going to be good for you. Let's go right to here. All right, I'm going to go over into my second window. And I'm going to pull up this scallop right there. Come on, go. And look at that. I can use 2 different colors of thread if I wanted to. Let's see how that stitches out. That's a lot of thread it's putting down. Look how pretty that is. I want to choose another stitch. You know, once you start doing, you just don't want to stop. Let me pick another stitch over here. I'm afraid if I get too complicated, it's not going to be as pretty. It might look confusing instead. Oh my, it can do some really pretty ones. All right, it's not going to let me do it if I can't, remember? Now, because I'm using the same color thread, it's really not going to be able to tell a difference between one stitch to the other. I should really have a different color of thread in there. All right, so right here, I would probably stabilize my fabric or maybe be sewing just in something that was thicker. I'm just using a muslin right here for demonstration purposes, but I'm going to take this over and let you see it. I want to put my pin tuck foot on. First of all, I'm going to put my 3 one, my larger one. And this one, first I'm just going to do a row of stitches. I'm going to go back to my middle stitch. Now this is if I want to do some pin tucks, and they're just easy, simple. All right, so there I've got a row of stitching right there. But what that does, that groove up in there allows the fabric to get a little puckered up inside there, and that's what we want. So now this row I am going to put down. Remember, I've got 3 spaces under there. I'm going to put it down my right hand side. So this is going to follow right along with the groove in my foot. All right, see how that does that? It just kind of makes it pucker up just a little bit. Let me do one more row. And once again, I've moved my last pin tuck over into that groove. Okay, so now I've got 3 pin tucks. Cute, huh? Now this time I'm going to put my cording down underneath my fabric, and I'm going to put it in the groove of my foot. It's going to go right down the center. I want you to see what the difference on this one is. Okay, it's going to keep that right in place. I really don't have to do much besides sew. And I'm going to do another row right down the center so that we can see what it looks like if we do 2 rows. And once again, my foot is going to, at the little groove in on the right hand side of my foot is where I'm going to put this one. I'm going to sew right next to it. That makes them nice and even. I don't have to worry if my stitches are going to be even, because they automatically are. And my cording is going to be right down the center. And I just went off my cording. All right, so there I go. I've got 2 pin tucks right there with the cording. I'll show those to you up close in just a minute. I'm going to put my 5 pin tuck foot on, and we're going to compare that. Now it's sewn a pin tuck for me, and I'm going to put this pin tuck in the far right hand channel right over here. That's why you've got all those pin tuck grooves under there, so you can make them different widths apart. Okay, I'm going to do another row, and I'm just moving the last one over to my right hand side. Okay, let's come over here and see what we've got. All right, so right here I have top stitching, and this top stitching gives me perfect width stitches with 2 different needles sewn at the same time. So not only are you saving time, because you only had to sew once, but those are always going to be straight and even. I really, really like that. All right, and then we went to installing a ribbon right here. And like I said, I would probably have chosen to use my 6mm, because this is kind of a wide ribbon, but I had the 4 on there, so I was okay. And then this is just a decorative stitch, and you can use different colors in your needles. You don't have to use the same color. And this one is also a decorative stitch, if you can see that one. I think that is so pretty. All right, let's get over here to the pin tucks. All right, so this one right here is where I just used my 3 groove pin tuck foot right here. This is the 3 groove, so you can see that I can either go to the right or the left, because this is the one I'm going to be sewing down is right down the center, and that's going to guide my fabric, and it kind of pushes the fabric up. You really can't do a pin tuck unless you have the twin needles. If you did a pin tuck on the serger, you could do it with the pin tuck foot, or you could do a rolled edge. That would also create a pin tuck. But on the sewing machine, you really don't have a lot of choice besides using this right here. Valerie, you're true. She believes that the twin needle is the most underused accessory. Well, I think they're kind of scary, especially when you have to get your glasses out to thread it, right? All right, so this has 3 grooves. The center one is the one I'm actually stitching in, and the other 2 are guides. So you can see that right here, I stitched it, and then I used the guide right here. In fact, if you look at that, there's 3 pin tucks, and they are going right down in each of the grooves on the foot, which is really cool. And the next sample I have here is when I use the cord, and it just stitches on each side of the cord, making that cord really poke up. So this one is a very well-defined pin tuck. Where this one, it could be ironed flat. It would still be pokey-uppy, but it was kind of, it could iron flat if you wanted to. There's not as much stability in this one. Then I'm going to move over to this one right here. This one was the one that was done with the 5 groove. And that right there is going to fit down. Now this one I did not go as close together as I could have. I really think if you go closer, then you really have them too close. And they're kind of all bunched in there together. But this one makes it nice. It's a smaller pin tuck than you'll find with the 3 groove. Boy, it just wants to roll right up. All right, you can see that there is a bit of difference between this one and that one. This one has a, if you could see this up close, this one has a higher groove on it. This one is closer down. So this one is more flat. This one is not. But they kind of look the same at this point. But if you put them in your project, they would be a little different. All right, we've talked about a lot of stuff. What do you think? What do you think of the pin tuck foot? Tell me what you think. Hey, that would be great. Valerie says, put up a challenge that to make an item and decorate using the twin needle. What a great idea. We need to have more challenges here, don't we? All right, Valerie, you're on. What have you got? Have you used the pin tuck foot or the twin needles before? Has anybody used them? I want to show you one thing. Let me take it out. All right, this is what it looks like. Because when I first heard about pin tuck feet, twin needles, I thought, how do you put 2 needles in your machine? Well, it's got 1 shaft and 2 needles. That's all it is, 1 shaft and 2 needles. So of course you're going to put it in the same way that you do any of your needles. You put the flat side back and put it up in there and tighten it on. But then when it goes to threading it, there's the problem. Because you can't use your automatic threader. You have to thread it with your own fingers and eyes. But you can do it. It's not that hard. But the thread at the top of your machine, maybe I should show you that part. The thread is going down the exact same channel. Now, last time I tried to do this, I turned the camera right off. Okay, you can see I've got 1 thread right up here and 1 thread right here. But both of them are going down the exact same area to thread. But when it gets down to the needle is when you have to put them in different needles. That's the only difference. Does anybody else have any question on those twin needles? Just don't use your needle threader. That's all I can say. Don't use your needle threader. All right, I'm going to see if they are. Valerie, you've been sewing for many, many years. Many, many. I'm sure that all of you have. And Heidi, you don't have any twin needles, correct? Oh, okay. Valerie said when she gets home next week, she's going to use her twin needles and make something. Well, that would be really cool. Teresa, you need to do it. You really had trouble last time. So Heidi, tell me what you had trouble with. I think you have to find the perfect stitch to use in your project, and that makes it work a lot better. And it's got to fit your project. Okay, I'm going to come up with a project. I don't know what yet. I'm going to think of something. Heidi said she has 2 new ones. Yeah, don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep trying. Okay, I'm going to read your comments here. See if I'm missing anything. I'll tell you that twin needles is an underused accessory, and the serger is an underused machine. Did we already talk about that? All right. I don't think I've missed anything. Do you have any questions on how you use it? Because Heidi, you said you didn't have good luck with it last time. Well, a size 2. Size 2 is really tiny. They are, is that going to focus? It's not going to focus. Okay, let's go over here. A size 2 is really tiny. Let me get that out and let you see how small that is. That one means it's 2 millimeters apart. This one is 4 millimeters apart, but I really like the 6 a lot because look how wide that is. And if you're doing a top stitch on a strap or something, I can see how this would be so pretty. And also down the middle of that ribbon, you can see that it would have done a much better job than the 4 that I had in. But that 4 is the one I had in. Oh, look at this. Barbara said I should have used the twin needles more than I have. They are so pretty. I use them on the pockets of doll clothes for top stitching. What a great idea. What a really great idea. And you know, twin needles, you don't use them that much, and I can't get it back in the sack. There we go. So I like to keep mine nicely tucked away so that I don't lose them or break them, and she is not going to go in that nice for me. There she goes. All right, so my 6th one is in there. I'll put my 2s in. They are just really nice to use. I like them. Okay, I think that you can make something fun with it. All right, so make something fun. Show us what you're making. I saw that Alice, I haven't seen Alice come on yet today or tonight. She just made a quilt today. She got it done. Cool. Those jelly roll quilts, or the jelly roll race quilt as they're called, they really do go fast. And I think that's fun. I like that. Debbie said she's going to practice tomorrow with the twin needles when she can have some more natural light. Yep, Heidi, I do like the 6s. That is true. Okay, I can't even think of a project. I demo them a lot, and I show you what you can do with them, but I haven't actually used it in a project. So I need to use them in a project. If you think about it, it's no different than using your serger, because you've got 2, 3 needles in your serger, and they're perfectly separated by millimeters. So there you go. We're going to be doing that with our serger. Whoops, I just lost everybody. Okay, we've covered lots today. Does anybody have any questions? Because I can help you if you do. Or maybe I can. I like that you post questions on our Facebook group, because then we can all answer them. Look up heirloom quilting or heirloom work. That is great. I haven't done a lot of heirloom sewing. I know how to do it and I know how to teach it, but I haven't done a lot myself because I just haven't figured out the right place to put it. I'll bet you, Valerie, that that's what you're going to show us, right? Is what you've done with it. I would love to see what you've done with it. You do that, Heidi. Let me know if you have any troubles with it. And show me the different ways you can apply it, because this is just a few of the things you can do with it. This is what I've done with it, or what I have taught with it, or that is easy to pull up. But there are so many other things, I'm sure. So let's get busy. Let's do some. Hi, Joyce. Hey, I saw Brenda commenting today. I'm happy to see Brenda. Brenda is Joyce's daughter-in-law. All right, everybody. We were up all night last night. Well, I wasn't out bailing water. My husband was. Remember I told you that our walkouts were getting water in them? And it was because the rain coming down. Someone suggested getting sandbags. It wouldn't have helped. It was coming straight down. And they were getting wet. And it was accumulating down in the walkouts. So Larry was up until 4 this morning. So we are both really tired, because when he's not in there, I can't sleep. I'm sitting there saying, where is he? Where is he? Right? Do you guys do that? I know I do. All right. A better day tomorrow. No, it's a great day today. It's a beautiful day today. And it's fun just to hang out with you guys. So we got the weekend coming up. Tomorrow's the start of the weekend. It's Friday, right? I told my husband, I said, I want a date tomorrow. I wonder if anybody will ask me. I want a date. So he said, yeah, we can have a date tomorrow. Oh, what is a walkout? That is where my basement goes straight outside, but it's kind of dug down, that you have to take like 12 steps to go down the stairs to go to the basement door. So right there is a low spot in the ground, and it likes to go in there. The water just kind of collects down there in the cemented area, the threshold where you open the door. And when that fills up, and there's a drain there, but when that drain is saturated, it can't go anywhere. And when the water gets up to a certain level, it'll go right in my house. I don't like that. We have to not have that happen. I don't know how else to make it work. So that's what a walkout is. I'll bet you have those very same things, you just don't call it that. I'll bet you do. Hey, Valerie, we need to have a UK reunion with all your friends in the UK and have them join us, and we'll all share stories. Wouldn't that be fun? Because we've all lived different lives, haven't we? It's crazy, totally crazy. All right, everybody, we've been together for a little bit of time. We've learned about twin needles and pin tucks and installing ribbon and doing decorative stitches. And what else have we learned? I think that's, and top stitching. I love a perfect, beautiful top stitch. And I think that if I would have been using my edge joining foot, I could have had that perfectly on the side, exactly where I wanted it. Although that didn't do too bad right there. I think that looks pretty good anyway. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, wait a minute. Valerie, you don't have basements? I didn't know that. Is that because your water table is too high? I didn't know that. I think most people around here do have basements. At least in my area, everybody's got a basement. There are some areas where the water table is too high and you can't put a basement in. Or they'd always be wet, wouldn't they? Totally. I flooded mine a few times, only because when I water my grass, I don't have a sprinkling system, but we have canal water that we use, and we flood the grass. So we choose to flood the grass, but it makes it so green and quick. We have like 4 hours a week that we can use the canal water to flood our grass and our garden and water all those things and the trees. And so we just open the gates and the water rushes in. I have accidentally several times flooded my basement. It did not make me happy, not a bit, as you can probably imagine. All right, but I'm not going to flood it today. Okay, if you have any comments, questions, post your pictures. If you made that cute little egg pocket that we did this morning, show me your pictures. Let me see what you set your table to look like, or all the different ones that you make for your family. I would love to see it. Okay, Valerie says, not common in the UK at all. Only Victorian houses have them, basements, where there was coal that they stored for fires. That's interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, we have some of those houses too. Older homes where in my grandpa's house, they had a little chute on the side of the house where the coal guy would come and just throw the coal down in the chute, and it would accumulate down there, and that's how they heated their houses. Totally. All right, let's go take a rest. Let's have some donuts, and I will let you know how our soda pop tasting goes this weekend. I'll take pictures. It's going to be fun. All right, and you share stuff with me because I love to see your stuff. Okay, everybody? I am over and out. Bye-bye.